the Mafia's influence here from the highest mountain towns to the most remote fishing villages.
Italy's losing the struggle against the secret Mafia state.
One man fought the Mafia virtually single-handed.
Italy's most respected judge, Giovanni Falcone, assassinated by the Mafia.
On the 23rd of May 1992, a high-profile Italian judge was killed by a bomb in Sicily.
We heard the explosion. The sky was black for the whole day.
The Falcone bomb was a ruthless demonstration of the Mafia's military might.
Judge Giovanni Falcone had been investigating and prosecuting the Sicilian Mafia known as the Cosa Nostra for years.
Mafios from this town now control much of the world's drug traffic.
The Italian government ordered an immediate crackdown. Top Cosa Nostra bosses were jailed and their network dismantled. But in their place, another little-known Mafia clan rose up.
In the extreme south of Italy, known locally as the Ndrangheta,
They were violent.
One informer's mother, aunt and sister were all shot.
Well-organised and ruthless.
Another murder, another funeral, another fatherless family.
And saw Britain as an opportunity.
In Inghilterra ci sono dranghetisti. L'interesse della 'ndrangheta verso la Gran Bretagna ha una certa importanza. La 'ndrangheta is very, very strong. 'Ndrangheta International, very, very strong.
The Mafia is one of the oldest organised crime groups in the world. They spread from rural Italy across the globe. But what exactly is their relationship with Britain?
Calvi was found hanging under Blackfriars Bridge.
So far, I've discovered Mafia members and hitmen based in the UK.
Can you remember how many lives you've taken?
Le facce non me le ricordo.
How the American mob first came to Britain.
There's only one place you need to go, and that's to the US.
In Philadelphia, I discovered Mafia links with Gangland Britain.
The craze, yeah.
And after the US mob was weakened, how Colombian cartels looked to Europe and ushered in a new chapter for organised crime.
Who would you meet when you got to Europe?
Me entrevisté con un señor de apellido Lombardo. Él pertenecía a la mafia italiana.
The cartels and the Italian Mafia created a major new drugs pipeline targeting Britain.
I wanted to get into the market, and especially into UK.
But their gateway wasn't through Sicily or Italy.
You used another country. What country was it?
In Spain.
Harbours along this rocky shoreline now take on a strategic significance in Europe's fight against Colombia's drug cartel.
To uncover Spain's mafia network in the 1990s and reveal its connection to Britain, I've come to the country's south coast. I've managed to establish communication with a former mafia operative who was active here at that time.
Francesco.
Piacere, Mr. Ross. Benvenuto. Possiamo accomodarci, prego.
Grazie.
Da Napoli, un anno e mezzo fa, hanno cercato di ammazzarmi. quindi per la mia tutela preferisco usare questo cappuccio.
Francesco Mazzarella was a member of the Camorra, a violent urban wing of the Mafia that originated in Naples, Italy.
Tanta violenza. Io da piccolo giravo sempre con tante pistole, mi piacevano le armi. Il soprannome di Francesco Bomba a Mano e in casa avevo 2 bombe a mano. Quindi in carcere sono entrato per traffico di droga, armi, estorsione, rapina, furto, oltraggio. C'ho tutti i reati possibili e immaginabili. È difficile avere l'autocontrollo dopo che tu hai sempre usato tutta sta violenza.
Why was Spain so important to your family, to your clan?
Proprio per la posizione. In Spagna ci sono persone che curano gli affari del narcotraffico per la mia famiglia. Quando arrivano i container dal Sud America, già lì risiedono le persone di fiducia di ogni famiglia, proprio che hanno a che fare con i broker della droga.
Spain's Atlantic coast is the closest Spanish-speaking part of Europe to South America, and was consequently the cartel's preferred point of entry. By the 1990s, when large cocaine shipments were being smuggled into Spain, several Camorra Mafia families made permanent cells here. Francesco's family was one of the most powerful.
Persona di Napoli si manda in Spagna a recuperare questi carichi.
Did you ever transport drugs from Spain into Naples?
Sì. Sono stato direttamente in mezzo a questo trasporto di droga dalla Spagna. Le macchine organizzate da Napoli, da carrozzieri al servizio del clan, facevano queste macchine modificate.
At the age of 18, Francesco was sent from Naples to Spain in a car with hidden compartments for his first major drugs run.
Loro ti danno le indicazioni, quindi dicono la casa è qua, lascia la macchina qua, poi te ne vai in Spagna a fare il turista come nulla è successo.
When Francesco returned to his car a few days later, the secret compartments were full of cocaine.
E nemmeno li incontri queste persone qua. Ognuno non deve mai uscire dal suo posto.
So it was important that you never met, because the less you met, the less likely you were to put the other people in prison.
Giusto.
Francesco would then drive the drugs back to Naples.
Dai 250 ai 500 li caricava in macchina.
250 kilos?
Yes.
And you take 2 cars, so you could carry 500 kilos of virtually pure cocaine from Spain into Naples?
Sì.
How much money could that make you?
Tanti soldi. Arrivavi a Napoli che lo vendevi 70-80 milioni. Un chilo di cocaina.
Each carload had a street value of around £15 million in today's money. But did any of it make its way to Britain?
Was there ever anyone from your clan, from your family, operating in the United Kingdom?
Sì. Un broker inglese che è venuto a Napoli dalla Spagna. Dovevamo discutere di un carico di cocaina.
You met criminals from Britain operating in Spain?
Sì. Thank you, grazie a te.
Good luck.
Grazie.
If British criminals in Spain were meeting with the Camorra, who were they?
These were the heavy mob, serious armed robbers who'd made their money on the pavement.
Spain became very violent, didn't it?
Yeah, it's a vicious circle once it starts.
I'm in southern Spain, looking at the Mafia's relationship with Britain and the large amounts of cocaine landing on the coast here in the 1990s.
Police in the United Kingdom think there are at least 100 fugitives along the coast, wanted for serious crimes.
I'm meeting with journalist Pete Walsh, an expert in British drug gangs.
There's a certain kind of British gangster it actually attracts. In fact, they come over in droves.
In the 1980s and 90s, the Spanish South Coast was often referred to as the Costa del Crime.
Why was this place so attractive to British gangsters?
The main reason was that in 1978, the extradition treaty between Spain and the UK was annulled. It's because the Spanish resented the British attitude over the ownership of Gibraltar.
Right.
With the breakdown of an extradition treaty in 1978, the only people trying to bring back our bad boys were intrepid TV folk.
This is ridiculous. Come on, look, we're going to run the pictures anyway.
So effectively it allowed British gangsters to come here and not be extradited.
That's right. They were on the run, but they weren't running.
Without an extradition treaty, British criminals in Spain could not be arrested and deported back to the UK to face trial.
It's to the Costa del Sol and Marbella, millionaires' playground of southern Spain, that some of Britain's most wanted men have sought refuge.
These were the heavy mob, serious armed robbers who'd made their money on the pavement, as they say, in British cities, London, Manchester, Liverpool, Glasgow in the 70s.
Robbery, murder and tax evasion.
£6 million Security Express robbery.
Guys like the ex-train robber Charlie Wilson.
Wilson was joined in Spain by armed robber Ronnie Knight.
Look, I told you to go.
And many other British criminals.
They would bring their families out here. Sunday afternoons, they'd be on Banana Beach having a big barbecue. But after a while, they would start thinking, how are they going to maintain that lifestyle? And these guys liked cash, and they liked a lot of it.
So what did they get into?
Well, that pretty much meant the drug trade. Cocaine had been widely available in places like Marbella since the early 80s. But they would have initially needed other criminal groups because they wouldn't have had any idea how to supply cocaine from South America. The Mafia, the Camorra, they already had this smuggling expertise in southern Spain. You've got this British expat criminal community on the lookout for the main chance, and here it is, it lands in their lap.
Train robber Charlie Wilson was heavily involved in the cocaine trade, as were many others.
They had a window where they started to fill their boots.
How long did that window last?
Probably 4 or 5 years before
the old guys, they're suddenly getting pushed out of the trade by a whole new breed.
These are young, ruthless. If they get caught, they're facing huge prison sentences, up to 30 years. So they are prepared to protect themselves by any means necessary.
In the 90s, a new wave of ruthless British gangsters entered the Spanish drugs trade, intent on making as much money as they could. They didn't care who they upset.
Stephen, please, we weren't messing about. We knew what we was doing. We wasn't going there to party. We were going there to smuggle cocaine.
Stephen Mee was once #2 on Interpol's most wanted list and jailed twice for smuggling huge quantities of drugs. He started operating out of Spain in the late 80s.
Stealing cars in England, and Rolls Royces, Ferraris, Porsche, and then swap it for cannabis in Spain. You should get 50 kilos for the car.
50 kilos?
For a Rolls Royce, things like that, yeah.
What made you move from cannabis to cocaine?
Well, the main thing was financial. Yeah. It was easy to hide, easy to transport, and then massive money at the end of it.
Did you come into contact with Italian organised crime groups like the Camorra? They were active in Spain at the time.
We dealt with Italians. I've never gone up to somebody and said, are you in the Mafia? But when somebody's buying 200 kilo of cocaine, it's not going to be Joe Bloggs.
Unlike the old-school British gangsters, Stephen wanted to deal directly with the Colombian cartels not the local mafia groups.
The first time I did a smuggle with the cocaine was '87. Flew from Spain to Colombia, then went across to Ecuador, and it was just a case of the suitcase was full of cocaine with 24 kilo in, that's all you can get in. I personally took the bag to the airport, and then I got on the plane as a normal passenger. It was a kamikaze, you know.
When it gets into Europe, you've got no one seeing it through custom.
No. So you either get caught or you get through with it. I would have got 4 years.
That's called a kamikaze.
It was a good gamble. I got 60 grand.
60 grand, but you risked 4 years inside.
Yeah.
So, what's the next move?
Well, then I started dealing 20, 30, 40, 50 kilos at a time. And that started to build up then to one point the Colombians were dropping 1,000 kilo.
The cartel started to send huge shipments of cocaine direct to Stephen in Europe.
Just saying, get rid of that and drop it off. You know, and that's what we used to do.
Can you tell me how you were getting it out of South America and into Europe?
Mostly through transport containers, mixed in with different things. One of my things at the time was engine blocks.
Yeah. So you're becoming quite a big player in the cocaine business of Europe.
To expand his operation, Stephen joined forces with other British gangsters, and together they became the UK's most prolific cocaine traffickers.
Spain became very violent, didn't it?
Yeah.
A magnet for gangsters from all over Europe.
It became violent, yeah. You're taking £1 million to a Colombian drug deal, and money gets took off you. It's a vicious circle once it starts.
But as Stephen's cocaine business grew, other organised crime groups in Spain went from partners to rivals.
It's a very dangerous career to be involved in, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a terrible game, really. The bigger you get, the more people you need. And then the police convert them into informers.
Effectively, you become a victim of your own success.
Yeah, yeah.
In 2004, Stephen was sent to a UK prison for 16.5 years for drug smuggling.
Thank you, Stephen.
Italian mafia and British gangsters were involved in drug trafficking operations in Spain for the best part of 2 decades.
So by the mid-90s, the demand for cocaine is going through the roof, and people from all over Europe are coming to this spot to get involved in the cocaine business. They're competing, the violence increases.
Their first call was to a stabbing incident outside a bar.
And the Spanish authorities are beginning to get a bit worried.
So they decided to take on the traffickers.
Es un placer.
Can we have a chat?
Bienvenido a España. Gracias. Geográficamente estamos condenados a recibir grupos de narcotraficantes.
In the late 1980s, Ricardo Toro joined the Spanish Federal Police as an undercover specialist infiltrating drug gangs.
Nos hacíamos pasar por compradores de la droga. Podíamos entrar haciéndonos pasar por clientes de la organización.
These people were very dangerous, weren't they?
Sí, era gente violenta y peligrosa. Yo tenía una colaboradora, una mujer española, que la descubrió y la mataron y la descuartizaron. La hicieron cachitos.
They chopped her up.
The story of drug dealers falling out, resulting in what the judge called this afternoon the violent and summary execution of 3 of them.
Había narcotraficantes británicos que se instalaron en España, también delincuentes italianos que ajustaban cuentas por las rivalidades que tenían o deudas procedentes del tráfico. Pero hubo muchos tiroteos y muchos muertos aquí en la Costa del Sol. Por eso crearon una unidad especial en Costa del Sol.
In 1990, Charlie Wilson, the great train robber, was shot dead at his Marbella home. Other gangland slayings would follow. Ricardo was put in charge of a new unit, specially detailed to take down the cocaine traffickers by intercepting their supply routes.
You were involved in intercepting shipments of cocaine coming into Europe.
Sí, el alijo más grande de cocaína creo que fueron 15.000 kilos. Eso es droga con un 97% de pureza.
Where did the British fit into this?
Brian Charrington, él residía en España.
Brian Charrington had links to the same criminal associates as British cocaine trafficker Stephen Mee.
Yo pude detener a Charrington en alta mar con 800 kilos de cocaína en un velero.
Charrington served time in a Spanish jail. Several of his criminal associates, including Stephen Mee, were also caught and jailed for long sentences. Ricardo's unit then went after the Camorra Mafia network in Spain.
Teníamos mucha información sobre las mafias italianas. La Camorra ha descendido y no tiene casi incidencia en España.
The operation was a huge success in dismantling the Camorra, but now there was a new problem.
Did effectively the shutting down of the Camorra allow other groups to take their place?
El grupo que tiene más potencia es la Ndrangheta, de Calabria, por todo el mundo.
The Ndrangheta is a name that keeps coming up, so I'm heading to their heartland in Calabria in southern Italy.
So you have a
yes,
suspicious...
we have a suspicious container coming from South America.
I visit one of their main drug terminals into Europe and hear how they set about extending their influence into Britain.
They invest in the UK. They have a lot of business.
The Ndrangheta.
Yeah.
I've been in Spain looking into British gangsters and the Italian Mafia. In the 1990s, the Camorra and UK drug lords were both importing huge amounts of cocaine into the country. But an international crackdown by police ultimately brought down both their networks. And a lesser-known Italian Mafia faction rose up.
La Ndrangheta ha aprovechado para tener más potencia por todo el mundo.
The Ndrangheta.
Hailing from Calabria in the south of Italy, the Ndrangheta are probably the least well-known Mafia faction. So I've come to their ancestral heartland to find out more about them. And it appears they operate in an entirely different way.
Gioia Toro has been developed with Mafia cement, Mafia trucks and Mafia labour.
In the mid-1990s, the Ndrangheta poured illegal money into a state-of-the-art port in the heart of their territory. "30 years later, Gioia is now the largest shipping container port in Italy.
Colonel Pisano, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome in Gioia.
Colonel Pisano is the commander of the financial police group here.
We are here for you, so follow me.
Okay. Wow, that is a lot of containers.
A European report stated that in the 1990s, the entire gamut of activities here was under the control of the Mafia.
Do they have any control over this port?
They want to control the employers inside the port, to check what is going on inside the port.
When the Ndrangheta part-funded the construction of Giattaro port, they created a drug pipeline from South America straight into Calabria. With more than 8,000 ships docking here every year, trying to find the Ndrangheta's disguised cocaine is like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Now we arrived on the scanning machine.
Okay.
The National Customs Agency.
You have a suspicious.
Yes, we have a suspicious container coming from South America. The official load is bananas.
Bananas have the same consistency as cocaine?
Of cocaine and the same form. It's very difficult, even for the machine, to understand what is the difference. In this case, there is something suspicious. The last line of bananas is not completely in the same line of the others.
The jigsaw is different.
Yes. If something is inside, we are talking about a few blocks of cocaine, because the trend is to send few blocks to split the
load.
Yes.
They're spreading their bet. So if they put 50 kilos in one container and it's found they lose everything.
This is an economic strategy.
It's estimated that for every kilo of cocaine that is found, another 5 kilos could be getting through.
How much cocaine have you seized through this port?
We had a huge amount of seizure of cocaine in Gioia, more than 35 tons of cocaine in 2 years and a half.
They're going to break the seal, yeah?
Yes, now our guys are checking if the seal is good, is not a fake, and then they will open the container.
Wow, wow. Box after box. And how many containers will have bananas in? Millions.
Millions. This is a camera. This camera can check the container and inside the structure of the container.
So sometimes it's actually the container. It's got a lining, a fake lining. Yeah?
It's a fake wall. They can use every part of the container. The only limit is the imagination. This is a challenge.
The micro cameras don't pick anything up, but they have other ways of searching.
This is Joel, and Joel is our best soldier. With his help, we were able to discover about 5 tons of cocaine in 2 years.
Wow. And he doesn't complain?
No, never. He's happy because for him it's a game.
The port authorities will take over a day to search this load for drugs. But with so many containers, it's impossible to search them all. It's believed that around 70,000 kilos of cocaine is smuggled through this port every year.
Who's bringing the cocaine in?
There are many organizations involved in this, but for sure the Ndrangheta is one of the most important because they have the power, they have the organization, and they have the money. Their business is to introduce cocaine inside Europe.
Do you think that the UK are involved in that in some way?
This is the gate, but from here, cocaine has to go in other countries. What is important for Ndrangheta is to control the traffic, not only in Italy, but also in other countries and in Britain.
Okay.
So how did the Ndrangheta become so powerful, and what is their relationship with the UK?
Dina, I'm Ross, lovely to meet you.
How are you?
I'm good.
Follow me.
Crime journalist Dina Loricella has been investigating the Ndrangheta for the last decade.
So what would you say essentially makes the Ndrangheta different to the Cosa Nostra
to the Camorra?
First of all, it is a familiar mafia, and it is made by persons from the same blood family.
Family?
Yeah, father, mother, son, daughter, grandma, grandfather.
Nearly all members of the Ndrangheta are related for one simple reason.
It gives them the opportunity to avoid the risk of turncoats, of pentiti, because if you have to accuse your father or your mother, of course, it's much more difficult.
Because they're related blood by blood.
Yes, of course.
If they leave the family and they talk to the authorities, what would happen to them if their families caught up with them?
It happened. One of their children, she talked to the carabinieri. Her father made her drink sulfuric acid.
Because you talked?
Yeah, because you talked, and I have to clean your mouth. And of course she died.
It's often the wives, sisters and daughters of mobsters who take over when the men are behind bars, but they can be turned. 2 women have been assassinated for their betrayal.
They grow up their children like soldiers. They're like robots.
In the 1970s, the Ndrangheta became known for their high-profile kidnappings, including that of John Paul Getty III.
Mrs. Harris received the kidnappers' ultimatum. If the money was not paid, Paul's right ear would be cut off.
Then they understood that with the drug, they had the opportunity to make more money. Cosa Nostra was not managing that market anymore.
In 1993, the Cosa Nostra assassinated 2 leading Italian prosecutors, Giovanni Falcone and Paolo Borsellino. It was a grave error of judgment which led to a government crackdown on the Sicilian Mafia. A power vacuum developed at a time when the cocaine market was expanding.
Exploiting the loss of power was Ndrangheta. There was an empty space. A lot of Ndrangheta moved to the north of Italy just to sell drug and to become more rich.
Just how rich and powerful are they?
The illegal business, we can only guess, is about 50 billion euro. It could be twice as much.
They're making more money than multinational companies.
Yeah. So if you are in crime, you want to meet them because they know how to make money and they have money.
Do you know of any connections that the Ndrangheta have in the UK?
Everything, money and drugs. They invest in the UK. They have a lot of business.
The Ndrangheta?
Yeah. They study in UK. They want their son to become a lawyer, economist, because they need them. And they are high manager nowadays. They are really clever.
Do you think the British have any idea about the Ndrangheta?
I don't think so. Silence gave them the opportunity to grow up and to spread their power all over the world.
So the thing that has made them so powerful is their ability to stay in the shadows.
Yeah. Silence is their power.
So are the Ndrangheta secretly active in Britain? Very few within this organisation have ever spoken. To find out, I need to speak to a member who is willing to talk.
Per la droga, ci controlli tutto il traffico di droga in Gran Bretagna. In Inghilterra ci sono dranghetisti che si occupano di finanza e di alta borsa. L'interesse della 'ndrangheta verso la Gran Bretagna ha una certa importanza.
My journey looking into the relationship between Britain and the Mafia took me to Calabria in Italy
home to a dangerous, rich and powerful mafia faction called the Ndrangheta. I'm trying to find out if they have any interests in the UK, but their strict code of silence means it's difficult to find anyone to talk. But a former member has agreed to speak to me.
Luigi, I'm Ross. Thank you for agreeing to talk to us.
Luigi Bonaventura comes from a long line of Ndrangheta.
Mio nonno era fra i 10 boss più importanti al mondo della 'Ndrangheta.
He has renounced his family and now lives in hiding. He can only speak to me wearing a mask as he fears for his life.
La 'Ndrangheta is very, very strong. 'Ndrangheta International, very, very strong.
He starts by telling me how he was indoctrinated by the Ndrangheta from birth.
Io non ho avuto un'infanzia. La mia infanzia è stata rubata. Io quando ero un bambino loro mi facevano uccidere gli animali. Una volta ho combattuto con un cane gigantesco, con un coltello. Ogni tanto mi davano da bere un po' di sangue, crudo, per farmi sentire a casa con la morte e col sangue. Le parole che ho sentito sono state sempre le stesse. Ammazzare, ammazzare, ammazzare.
Tell me about the first person that you killed.
Avevo 18 anni, qualcosa del genere. Ero stato già coinvolto in 4 omicidi. Avevo il sottocasco, il cappello, il passamontagna al cappello. Quando sono arrivato a 50 metri da lui, ho abbassato il cappello, ho preso la pistola, gli ho sparato. Lui è caduto e gli ho sparato due colpi alla testa. Per la 'Ndrangheta, li neghi i tuoi fratelli, li neghi tuo padre, li neghi tua madre. Vengono prima i fratelli di sangue, che sono gli ndranghetisti.
Having proven his worth, Luigi was given responsibilities in his family's criminal business.
La mia zona, la provincia di Crotone, l'impresa, il commercio, l'alta finanza, ce l'hanno nel sangue.
When it comes to business, do you know of anyone in the United Kingdom?
E noi avevamo delle agenzie che apparentemente lavoravano su altro, ma invece erano collegati con i bookmakers inglesi. Abbiamo lavorato con la Gran Bretagna per le carte di credito clonate. Il business principale è il traffico di cocaina. Sulla droga e sulla crescita della 'Ndrangheta in Inghilterra, penso che oggi controlli tutto il traffico di droga in Gran Bretagna.
By the early 2000s, the Ndrangheta was estimated to control 80% of cocaine imports into Europe, including Britain. They were prepared to do something other factions weren't.
Ho preso parte a un traffico di cocaina dalla Colombia per il valore di 1.250 milioni. Uno di noi doveva partire per la Colombia. Dovevamo andare in Colombia e restare là, ospiti, fino a quando non arrivavano le rate. Mio zio mi disse, se parti per la Colombia, sappi che forse non tornerai più qua. Muori con onore.
For decades, Italian mafia factions had often failed to pay the cocaine cartels on time and broken the trust between them. So the Ndrangheta bosses overcame this problem by sending family members as hostages as guarantees against payment.
5 rate da 250 milioni. Se la prima rata non arrivava, cominciava ad arrivare a casa il primo dito. Se non arriva la seconda rata, magari arriva un braccio e così via di seguito. È l'unica organizzazione al mondo che paga sempre i suoi debiti. Oggi non c'è più bisogno. La 'Ndrangheta oggi ha grande fiducia dei cartelli.
Having established their cocaine supply and with the removal of their rivals, the Ndrangheta embarked on a global campaign.
La 'Ndrangheta si è globalizzata, è l'unica organizzazione al mondo che è ramificata in tutti i continenti. Loro sono la vera mafia globale. È una mafia unica nel suo genere, perché ha grande potere economico e quindi fa il prezzo, fa il mercato.
The Ndrangheta started to make billions a month from cocaine trafficking, but they needed somewhere to launder this huge amount of illegal cash without raising suspicions.
Io ne conosco uno che ha fatto parte in Inghilterra, ha vissuto, parla 5 lingue, ha avuto a che fare con riciclaggio, finanza e borsa.
And he lived in the UK?
Sì, ha vissuto in Inghilterra. In Inghilterra ci sono dranghetisti che si occupano di finanza e di alta borsa. Altri affiliati si occupavano del riciclaggio, lavoravano bene con la sterlina. E comunque le prime ondate di 'ndrangheta si sono occupati di economia, finanza inglese, costruzione di ristoranti, pizzerie. L'interesse della 'ndrangheta verso la Gran Bretagna ha una certa importanza.
If what Luigi is saying is true, that Britain is being used to launder the mafia's money, could this be the final piece of information I need to answer my question as to what Britain's relationship with the mafia is? If so, the next step on my journey will be the most important. Next time on the Mafia and Britain, a Lancashire mother and former member of the Mafia.
There was 2 bike riders waiting at my wedding to shoot my dad.
Reveals how she moved illegal money through British banks.
So you've gone from Lancashire to transporting 150,000 in your knickers?
Yeah.
I visit an Ndrangheta stronghold in Calabria.
Oh, it is tight, isn't it?
Oh, wow. Yeah, there is a bunker down here.
And enter a complex subterranean labyrinth.
This town is like a piece of Swiss cheese. It's got tunnels all the way through it.
And an undercover money launderer reveals the extent of criminal funds moving through the UK's financial system.
It's big business, the 3rd largest industry in the world. It's massive.